Hey! I'm really not in the mood to make a video right now, but it's been 4 days since my last upload, so I can't go too long. But Future Redeemed kind of makes the entire story make more sense. At least like Xenoblade 2, like pre-Xenoblade 2, like all before the game happened, during the whole before the Klaus experiment. Future Redeemed just makes it all make so much more sense. Now, what I'm talking about is the Saviorite rebels actually have a bit more context now, assuming that Xenosaga is going to start being incorporated into Xenoblade. I kind of have a little headcanon for the Saviorite rebels, alright? Dmitry Yuriev was name dropped in Klaus's world. I think it was Klaus's world, the cutscene. It was either one of those, they're back to back, so I mean it doesn't really matter. But Dmitry Yuriev was name dropped on the Vector radio, so assuming Xenosaga is canon to Xenoblade, it's not confirmed, but like as a headcanon, if it were confirmed, the Saviorite rebels could have been led by Dmitry Yuriev, and the Saviorite rebels themselves could have been Realians or URTVs. Not really sure. I don't know much about Dmitry Yuriev and like Xenosaga lore. I'm not that far in, but I do know that Dmitry Yuriev was basically the father of all 669 URTV units, which includes Junior, Albedo, and Guinan. So Dmitry Yuriev, with the help of URTVs, could have been trying to, you know, fight Klaus for the Zohar, because we know that's the goal of the Saviorite rebels. They were some kind of religious group, presumably trying to get the Zohar, because of course everyone wants the damn Zohar. So, you know, in order to basically like prevent them from getting the Zohar and causing the destruction of Earth more than it already was, Klaus used the Zohar, started an experiment, reset the universe, and created Xenoblade 1 and all rest. And this could kind of make sense because Dmitry Yuriev did want the Zohar. He wanted to get his hands on the Zohar so he could use it to defeat U-DO and basically destroy U-DO. And that's not too far out of the question for Xenoblade 2, because in one of the scenes, Klaus says this:
"Left here, alone and broken, I longed for oblivion, but even that eluded me. This is my punishment. Retribution from on high for the sin I have committed."
So it's not too much of a stretch to think that there is an U-DO-like being or someone up in the upper domain that Klaus somehow knows about, that would, you know, Dmitry Yuriev would be wanting to destroy. And again, if Xenosaga is being incorporated into Blade lore, that means Klaus was talking about U-DO, and U-DO's been here the whole time. And Klaus's punishment, you know, for basically destroying the universe, having to rebuild all rest, rebuild life and everything, he said, you know, he's atoning for the sin he had committed. Retribution from on high. Retribution from U-DO for fucking shit up. So, because whatever happens to the lower domain happens to the upper domain. Kind of. If the lower domain is destroyed, the upper domain is destroyed, and vice versa. So they're interlinked like that. So it makes sense why U-DO would want to punish Klaus for kind of fucking with the whole universe like that. So, and then Dmitry Yuriev, he finally built up a group of URTVs or Realians. Doesn't really matter, or does it? I don't know. I'm not done with Xenosaga. I really need to beat it. But URTVs or Realians, you can just interchange the two to whichever one is more correct. But he could just get a whole group of URTVs and basically storm Radamanthus, the beanstalk, where the Zohar was being held, and basically take over the Zohar and reset the universe. And that's the whole like Saviorite war, Saviorite rebel war, because we know absolutely zero information on the Saviorites except for their name. And it would kind of be a cool and like ironic that they'd be called Saviorites, because literally have the word savior in them, and your TVs were created basically to combat U-DO, which is quote unquote God in terms of Xenosaga. So your TVs are meant to fight God U-DO, the opposite of a savior. So it's kind of ironic, the names. So I guess it would be your TVs and not Realians, because they were created to basically be to destroy U-DO. So of course the Saviorite rebels would be your TVs and not Realians. Literally the name is anti-U-DO retrovirus, or U-DO U-DO retrovirus. So it makes a lot more sense there. But yeah, basically the Saviorite rebels are URTVs led by Dmitry Yuriev to basically storm Radamanthus and take over the Zohar. And of course the people in Radamanthus used their artifices and siren to basically fight off the Saviorite rebels, because they just kind of came out of nowhere. We don't get any context for them at all whatsoever anywhere. We just get the name drop and show the cutscene. In the cutscene, the first cutscene of chapter 10, we just see the cutscene of the war, but we know absolutely nothing about the Saviorite rebels except for their name. So I mean, they purposely left it very ambiguous, so if they eventually did incorporate Saga into Blade, they could explain it as, oh, it's just your TVs led by Dmitry Yuriev. But I don't actually expect any of this to be true. It's kind of just like my little headcanon now, assuming that Future Redeemed is hinting at what we think it is. So it's kind of cool seeing how the whole series is just all interconnected. Different games, could, like Future Redeemed could be explaining some stuff in Xenoblade 2, like cross-game lore and explanation. It's really dope. Like, this series is wild. I've never seen a series quite like Xeno, where it's all interconnected in a sense if you look deep enough. It's really cool. But yeah, just a little video. I wanted to kind of explain my headcanon because I thought it was pretty nice, and it could explain one of the biggest mysteries in Xenoblade, the Saviorite rebels, and who they were and what they were doing. So, just a group of URTVs, or I guess Dmitry Yuriev could have created his own little cult of URTVs called the Saviorite rebels. So, I mean, rebels because they're rebelling against U-DO, and the Saviorites are just kind of like an ironic part to the name. So, hey, Dmitry Yuriev, URTVs, and U-DO could all be in Xenoblade. In Xenoblade 2, way before, we even realized in Future Redeemed. So, yeah, that's really about it. So, as always, thanks for watching. Have a damn good day. Stay safe, be well, and play some goddamn Xenoblade.